Hello, class. Good morning to our wonderful doctoral students for University of Burundi Doctoral School. Today
Morning.
is May 21st, 2019, and we are having our class, a live virtual class on how we use ICT for data analysis for our doctoral studies. We are going to have a wonderful time today. Incidentally, we are in different time zones. I have 3 minutes past 6 a.m. here, and in Burundi, I think it should be it's 4 minutes past 8 a.m. In DRC, that's Democratic Republic of Congo, we have both 8 a.m. and so we are different time zones. But
Yeah.
thank you for being part of this class. As you
Welcome,
note,
sir.
we are going to take our presentations. We have shared with you the presentation sequence. If we are all in class today, we're going to have 17 presenters. Roger, Benzako, Alexis, and Proteus have given us updated files. That is why I've indicated them in red in my screen here. So we'll begin right away by inviting Roger Muhindo Binzaka.
Welcome,
Yeah, so
Professor.
our presenter today, first presenter is Roger Muhindo Binzaka, and I'm just loading his PowerPoint slide. So, yeah. Okay, Roger Muhindo Binzaka, you have the floor.
Thank you, Professor. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, all dear colleagues. My topic is about cognitive activation and time management in higher education, a contribution to education quality in Goma.
Yes, we're waiting for you.
My research question, I have 3 research questions.
Yes.
The first one is, how do higher education teachers in Goma area understand quality insurance in relation to the cognitive activation teaching practice? To that question, I will collect qualitative data. And the software which I will use, it can be media or VLC player. And I will use MS Word to transcript all interview, and then I can use in vivo too to analyze the data. The procedure for which I will use to analyze, I will use the content analysis. To the second question, what is the level? The second question is, what is the level of cognitive activation attained by the teaching of teachers of higher education in Goma? To that question, I will collect quantitative data, and I'm thinking that I will use Mozilla Firefox to access to Google Form and MS Excel and SPSS and MS Word too. The statistics which I will use in to analyze data, I will use ANOVA and Keysquire. The third question is, what will be the explanations for variation in the didactic practice of cognitive activation of students? There I will collect mixed data. It will be qualitative and quantitative data. To analyze that data, we'll use Mozilla Firefox to access to Google Form, and then I will use media or VLC player and MS Excel, SPSS, and Vivo and MS Word. And the statistics which will help me to analyze, I will use Keysquare and the content analysis. Thank you, dear all.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we applaud him for his presentation? Okay, thank you, Roger.
Welcome.
Yeah, now the floor is now open for questions. Who are those that we want to ask him questions?
Oscar. Eugene have a question.
Oscar, you have the Oscar. Please put on your video. Oscar, please put on your video. Yeah, yeah. Who else is asking a question?
Joseph.
Eugene.
Joseph. Okay, let's Joseph ask a question. Joseph, please switch on your video.
No, okay. Here I am.
Okay, that's fine. We can see you. You just hold on a minute, everybody. I'm back to you now. Oscar, you can ask your question.
Yeah, thank you very much for this floor. Good morning, Mr. Muhindu.
Good morning, sir.
It's Oscar from China. I'm just going to ask a question about your use of Mozilla Firefox in data analysis. I know that Mozilla is a search engine, but I was a bit confused to see it as a software to analyze data. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, no, okay, just hold on. Okay, answer the question, and then I will call on Joseph. Go ahead, yes.
Thank you. Why I write Mozilla Firefox? Because for me, I will use Google Form, and I think that Mozilla Firefox will help me to access to Google Form. That was the reason.
Okay, it's a transition software, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oscar,
Thank
that's
you.
very brilliant. Oscar, very brilliant. Transition
Okay,
software.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, thank you, Oscar. I like that concept of transition software. You see,
Yeah.
Mozilla Firefox is a search engine, just like Google Chrome, like Internet Explorer, and all of that. So it shouldn't actually be there. Okay, Joseph, come on. Oscar, still put on your video. Oscar, still put on your video. I want to do something quick. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can switch off your video now, Oscar. Yeah. So, Joseph, you have the floor.
Thank you, Professor. Morning, Mr. Roger. I'm calling from Nairobi. My question is about the, yes. Now, my question is about, I'm very interested by your study because I'm from Goma also. I have been studying in Goma about the insurance quality of education in in universities in Goma. So I'm wondering how ANOVA, can you explain in short how ANOVA is going to help you to establish link between quality of education and the behavior of students in Goma town? Thank you.
Very good, very good. Yes, over to you, Roger. Yes, I think we're losing him now. We can't hear him. Okay, so we cannot hear Roger Binzaka, so we may have to proceed to the next person. Do you see what I think is? Yeah, Roger has left. I do not know why he wants to use ANOVA. You see, ANOVA is a statistic for looking at significant differences among more than two groups. So we do not know the kind of data that he will be collecting. But if the data that is collecting will have to do with comparing, say, 3 or more groups and wanting to extrapolate the findings to a larger population, then they can use ANOVA. So thank you very much, Joseph, and we'll just go on to the next presenter. Let me go with this.
No, I have no question.
Okay, so Benzako is the next person. Can you put on your video, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, we can see you there. Okay, Eugene Udenzako, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Professor, and good morning to all of us in the class. My topic of thesis is the detection and the characterization of landslide in the Bujumbura region by infrasound analysis. And for that thesis, I formulated two research questions. The first one is about the detection, localization, and the characterization of landslide in Bujumbura. For that question, I will collect infrasound data signals, and to analyze them, I'll use programming in the Python. And the statistical method I will use is the so-called array analysis method. So for the second question, I have formulated the identification of landslide causes in Bujumbura. For that question, I will use long-term seismic data, and to analyze them, I will use Seiscom3, which is a software developed by a German company. And for that one, I use for the statistics I will use is about the amplitude detection and the moment tensor and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we clap for him, please? Wonderful. Yeah. So the two people to ask questions, please switch on your videos. The two people to ask questions, please switch on your videos. Yeah, Ladislas, yes, is there. Juvenal, please switch on your video. Okay, Juvenal is not here. So Ladislas, ask your question.
Okay. Good morning, everyone here. Good morning, Ezen Dezako.
Good morning, Ladislas.
I have maybe two questions. I'm interested with the software you called Seiscom3. I would like if this software is available online, because me too, as a mathematician, I'm interested. I can also use it. This is my first question. And you mentioned on this slide the statistics or data analysis process that you will use analysis method. I would like to know how you will use this kind of process. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Now, Eugene, you have the floor. By the way, Ladislas,
Yes.
if you look at, you see your video, the light is coming from your back. So the place is dark. Your face is showing dark. I'm wondering whether, I'm wondering whether you cannot turn at some point so that the light is coming on your face, just like I have here. The light is coming on my face. So it's dark. But don't worry,
yes.
We can still see you.
Let me turn in the place.
Okay. Eugene, you have the floor.
I can take
Can you answer the questions, two questions?
Yes, thank you, Ladislas, for this question. For the first question about the Seiscom software, it is not free available, but to get it, you have to establish some cooperation because the data we are collecting are incorporated in a network, and the Seiscom company is managing the data bank. So if you are contributing to the data bank, you can you are allowed to have the software, and it is managed by that company. For the second question about the statistical method I'm going to use, first of all, to collect the data, we have a network at a minimum of four sensors, and we try to derive from the data recorded by those four sensors. We try to analyze how accurate the detection of the event can be.
Wonderful.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Now, you know, Ladislas is a mathematician, so he was interested in seeing this array analysis.
Yes.
which you have explained, and you have also said that the size COM3 you cannot get online. You got to have some subscription. So that's very good. Very well done. The two of you have, please just hold on a minute. Yeah, so thank you so very much. The two of you can switch off your videos while we'll take on the next person. Oscar, are you there in China? Oscar Izeze, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, sir. I'm
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I know. Wonderful man, wonderful man. You have to make your presentation in Chinese, please. You make your presentation in Chinese. Okay, please switch on your video. Wow, that's it. That's it. Okay, let's all load the PowerPoint slides of Oscar. He submitted it much earlier. So our next presenter is Oscar Ndaizeze. Is right there in China, and as we have said, he's going to be presenting in Chinese. Yeah, so you have the floor, Oscar Ndaizeze, to make your presentation.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
Good morning.
The Chinese
By the way,
for it is
what time is it in China? Where you are? What time?
here is 1:33 p.m.
Oh, okay. In Nigeria, I have 6:33 a.m. So you are far ahead of me. Okay, please go ahead in time. Yeah.
Okay, the Chinese for greeting is Ni Men Hao.
Ni Men Hao, Ni Men Hao.
Yeah, which means good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good. So thank you very much for this forum. Today, to present my the ICT used in my data analysis, especially in the topic or title of my dissertation, a model for fostering research culture among English master's students in Bujumbura. In this study, I have developed a product, and this product is a teaching technique. Coming out with a teaching technique that can help students to have a mastery of research and all that surrounds research. So I have five research questions. Because it's a research and development study, it's almost two studies together. We have development and then evaluation. So I have questions about evaluations and I have a question about development. So for development, I have to choose the subjects in which I will be experimenting or developing my model. So there, I will collect data using I collect qualitative data using NiVivo software as analysis. And by there, I will be able to reduce data or condense them to display them in a reduced way and then draw conclusion. Research question 2 is about the stage of development of the very model or of the very teaching technique. And there, I will collect qualitative data. I will use no software, but I will use the stages of analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. For question number 3 is about the effectiveness of the model. I will evaluate the effectiveness of the model, and there I will collect quantitative data, and the data, this ICT tools that I will use will be WinStep and Microsoft Excel. And for statistics that I will learn what we call parameter logistics, PL1. For question number 5 is the satisfaction that this product will give to the public. So I will collect data that are of quantitative type, and I will analyze them through WinStep and Microsoft Excel. Then I will be able to put data together into categories and then draw conclusions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, How do you say thank you in Chinese? How do you say thank you in Chinese?
Ni huma.
New mom. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So
Or sheshe.
the two persons who will ask questions, please switch on your videos. The two persons who are going to ask questions. So we have two people who will ask Oscar questions on his presentation. Roger, you have the floor. Roger, you have the floor.
Thank you, Professor. And I would like to know if Oscar can clarify how at the statistic or data analysis procedures to be used. At the second question, you say analysis, design, development, implementation. I want to understand how the implementation or development can be a procedure or statistic for analyzing your data about that question.
Very good question. Very good question. Very good question, Roger. So, Oscar, please just
Okay.
answer the question.
Okay, thank you very much for this question. First of all, it's a procedure. Procedure means we have the procedural, how can I put, how, it's the how there. So to develop a model or something that we call a product technically, you have to analyze, first of all, whether it is needed. Okay? When you analyze whether it is needed, you do what we call needs analysis. So after needs analysis, you have the idea whether this product is needed or is useful in the society. So in higher education, I have to check whether in the universities, students or teachers need this product that I intend to develop.
Okay,
so I will
fine.
carry
Yeah, let's make our answers very brief. Our answers very brief because there are so many people who will present. Okay,
Thank you.
Roger,
So
he has
second stage
explained it.
is
Okay,
design.
yeah.
And the third will be development, and then I will implement it, and after I will evaluate how the product.
Okay. You see, the question of Roger is very simple. Oscar, the question of Roger is that a statistical? Is it a statistical procedure? It is not a statistical procedure, data analysis procedure.
No,
Maybe
it's not.
it is like, okay, it can be in a way. He has called it the ADI model, but it can be in some way. I think the kind of statistic we were looking for is whether it's qualitative related or it's quantitative related and all of that. So I think Roger is intrigued by this your analysis, design, development, implementation. This looks like a process rather than a statistical. That's what it means. But just make a note of that. Now we're going to move on to the next person. Just hold on a minute.
I have a question. How I understand in the data analysis software, people, what is the need for a data analysis? I didn't understand software. And the second question, it all type of data. You can explain as how you.
Okay, Pacific, the line is not very clear from your end. Maybe we'll just take the first question alone. Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you very much, sir.
Yeah, because Pacific's questions about about the software for quantitative data analysis, his own communication is not very clear. Can you explain that to him?
Yeah,
Vivo.
I'm ready. Vivo is a software that can help us analyze qualitative data.
Yes.
It groups data, okay, into groups. It has a coding way where too much data can be structured or put in categories, and then it is easy for someone to draw conclusions just based on the deduced data. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So thank you. Let's clap for Oscar. Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we proceed to the next presenter now. Yeah, okay. Our next presenter is Pierre Nkurikie, and is all set. I'm going to load his presentation file now, and we will invite him to present. Yeah, so Pierre, you have the floor. Very good. So please carry on, Pierre. My namesake, Nkurikie.
Yes.
We're waiting for you, sir.
Thank you, Professor. The title of my thesis is The Primacy of the Best Interest of the Child in Decisions Concerning Him in School. My research questions are 5, but I'm going to present only 2 first one.
Very good.
So, first the question is, what is the true content of the concept of the best interest of the child? The type of data to be collected here is documentary, and the data analysis software I will use and the statistic or data procedure to be used. I will review and evaluate documents interpretive analysis. The second question is and the data analysis software is also Max. I to evaluate the documents.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we clap for him? The audio was not so good. Maybe connect here. Yeah. So the two people who are going to ask questions, Nimpaye and his colleague, can you switch on your videos? Yeah. All right. Now let's have the questions. Mazambi, can you ask your question? Okay. Mazambi.
Yes, yes, sir. I didn't understand very well his presentation, but I have some one question, only one.
Okay.
In theory data analysis, in documentary data analysis, what kind of statistic analysis he will use to analyze his data?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, over to you, Pierre.
Yes, I want to use statistics. I will evaluate and review a document by interpretive analysis.
Okay, Jacques Mazambi, what he said he will do is to do documentary analysis, and he is saying that he will use this software, and he's analyzing the documents using this software, and it will be interpretative analysis. That's more or less like kind of qualitative. But that I think is what he has. Jacques Mazambi, is that okay?
Yes,
All right, thank you very much. Emery,
okay.
you have the floor to ask him a question.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning.
My question is very simple. We have seen two types of data, quantitative and qualitative.
Yes.
Which one are you referring to if you say documentary data? Is it qualitative or quantitative data?
Okay. The question is very simple. Your software, what is it analyzing? Is it qualitative or quantitative? That's the question. Yes, over to you.
It's qualitative.
Yeah, absolutely. It's qualitative. Yeah, thank you. Wonderful. So thank you all. Thank you, Pierre, for your presentation, Jacques for your question, Emery for your question, and it has been a wonderful time. So we're going to move on to our next presenter, and let's see who that one is. Yeah, so our next presenter is Joseph Masirika Matunguru, and it's all set. We are set too. So let me put on his slide. So you have the floor, Joseph.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, everybody. I'm talking from Nairobi, as I earlier said.
Yes.
My thesis is entitled Ecology and Biology of Bagris dogmark. It's a kind of species, so fish species. So I have four questions and 4 sub-questions, but I'm talking about 2 main questions,
Good.
which are the first one and the last one. The first one is, what are biological and ecological characteristics of this species? And I'm going to do 2 quantitative and qualitative data.
Okay.
And the software for analysis are mainly grouped into different softwares, Excel, SPSS, FishBase, ArtFish, and ANOVA. And in terms of statistics, I will use R and PASS software and the canonical correspondence analysis that we call CCA will be used to establish the link between the individuals of this fish species and their respective habitat in each lake.
Okay.
And the second question, or the last one, is what are the poor fish practices in those lakes? It's a qualitative and quantitative data. And then I will mainly use MS Word, Google Forms, print screen, and Paint. And in terms of procedure, I will use MS Word, Google Form, print screen, and to paint capture graphs, analyze them in Paint, import them, and to put in MS Word, then I will produce the report. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, Joseph. Wonderful, Joseph. Thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How is Nairobi, by the way? How is Nairobi?
He's in
Nairobi,
Tanzania.
it's very Nairobi is in Kenya. It's very cold right now.
Yeah, I know it's in Kenya. I know Nairobi is in Kenya. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, so let's have the people who will be asking you questions turn on their videos. Eugene and Social, you indicated you will be asking questions, so turn on your video.
Welcome.
My
Good morning.
Yes, my question is about your first research question. So I'm not getting very well how you are going to collect data, because for this question I see you are collecting qualitative data, but what I know, maybe I was thinking about if you are going to fish fishes and try to group them and set and try to analyze them, but I'm not getting very well how you are going to collect this data for this first question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, the question is, what are the biological and ecological characteristics of Bagros dogmark of Lakes Edward and Southern? So what is asking is, how are you going to collect the data? You're talking about qualitative data. How is that going to happen? So that is the question to you, Joseph. So you have the floor, Joseph.
Thank you very much. For this study, as you can see, I have 2 dimensions, the ecological and socioeconomical study. So here, for the biological and ecological of fishes, I will collect some quantitative data and some other qualitative data. For the quantitative data, for there, I need to know the number of the individual of fishes, and to know the reproduction, the diet, and how their ecological, their habitat, how they are in the habitat. Habitat is a qualitative information. That number and the richness of individual are quantitative. So I will use both type of data.
Okay, that's fine. Eugene, are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
let's go to Soter. Soter, over to you.
Yes. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
I want to thank also this presenter from Nairobi.
Yes.
I can see, though he has inverted these columns of his presentation, when for data, software, and statistic. Yes. And my question here is for the last research question. I would like to ask him how he will summarize his data. That is the statistic he will perform. I mean, like percentage, graphs, because he's dealing with qualitative data. Thank you.
Okay, that is very good. So over to you, Joseph.
Thank you very much. As I explained here, it's a qualitative type of data that will be used through questionnaires that I will collect information that from a questionnaire that I will develop from Google Forms, and then generate information to a sample of people who will respond. Now, the summarize of the data, I will just, as soon as I have analyze the information, I will summarize them through MS Word and try to do my writing.
Okay. Now, I think his issue is not having to do with what you have just said, but with the type of data. If you look at your slide, the last question, you say you are going to be collecting qualitative data. And you have been talking now about quantitative. So you're going to get a Google form to collect data. So I think you better write it as qualitative and quantitative, or maybe more quantitative. That is the point. Do you agree with me?
I need to add the quantitative and qualitative, because in practices of collecting
that is fine. You agree that you need to improve.
Yes, I agree. I will.
That's fine. That's the idea. That's the idea. Very well done. Now let's clap for everybody. Let's clap for everybody. Yeah, Peter, we will take you on to ask a question in the next one. Can we now take on the next presenter? Yeah, our next presenter is Jacques Mazambi. He's all set to take on his presentation. So I'm loading the presentation now, and we are ready for you, Jacques, Dr. Jacques Mazambi. We're ready for you. Take the floor.
Thank you, sir. My title of doctoral proposal study is the influence of environmental factors on the biology of the fishes of the Kivu Lake littoral zone east of DR Congo. I proposed 5 questions, but I will present the first and the last two. The first is how is the water's physical chemistry of the littoral zone characterized? It is quantitative data collected. Now the data analysis software is MS Excel, and past statistic of analysis procedure to use is ANOVA, one way to compare the average of different parameters. The text of Okebukola list will be used to compare 2 by 2 average of different parameters. Example, the pH, and of two seats. Other questions, research questions is what are the relationship between the environmental condition and the fish morphometric parameters. There will take a qualitative and the quantitative.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Just a minute.
Is the last one. The last.
The last one. Okay, that's fine. Please go on.
Yes. Okay. Is the qualitative and the quantitative. Now, past the software will be used in the Google Scholar to check a similar comparison for environmental parameters used in other studies. And now statistics will use ANOVA to compare seats used for sample. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we clap for him? That's a very nice presentation. Very nice presentation to Jacques Mazambi. And who are the two? Pierre, are you ready to ask a question? Sodia has said that his question is very urgent to ask Jacques Mazambi. So, Sote, you have the floor.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Jack, could you please?
Yes.
Could you please tell us about this past software? It is for the first time I heard it, and I'd like really to know about it. Just in 7 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Sote Ndiko Buayo. I've also not heard of that software before, but we are learning every day. We are learning new things every day. So I want to learn today, 31st of May 2019. So Jacques, tell us about the past software.
Yes, very good. Past software is a very good software we use in biology. When we do the analysis of biology, in biology, we use the past, but it is a very good software who give us graph. We can have the statistic analysis. It is a very good one. Okay. Very good one. If you want, I can send that, but it is simple. I can send that it's group. You can show, you can verify and show how it is presented.
Okay, that's very good.
Is it free?
Like Excel. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Very good. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Pierre, you have the floor to ask him a question. Pierre.
Thank you, Professor, and good morning, Mr. Jack. So can you really say that the software MS Word and Excel are really the software for data analysis?
Okay. Jacques, you have the floor.
Okay. Excel is we can use Excel in data analysis because it can generate the graph and so on. And in Excel we can generate a graph and I don't know how can I explain that, and to present some analysis, because to present some analysis, the curve, if you can do curve in French, curve. It can be sometimes yes, a figure. It can be sometimes in exponential, and there we can do a good analysis.
Okay, that's fine.
Word. Okay, software Word is very good, but we can't do everything in the work and without using Word.
Exactly.
Word is a very good software analysis.
That's fine, Jacques. The question is, you answered it very, very well. Pierre asked, is Excel a software for data analysis? The answer is yes. Is Microsoft Word a software for data analysis? The answer is yes and no. Because see, you can use, if you have a table in Word, you can multiply, you can subtract, you can divide, you can draw graphs, you can do everything. Also in Word. Yeah. So the answer is yes and no for that. All right. Thank you, Jacques. Joseph,
thank you,
ask
sir.
a question.
Joseph,
one question quickly. Joseph, are you asking a question? Okay, you are not. Okay, fine. So let us move on.
Thank you, Professor. Am I here?
Okay, I know. Okay, ask your question in Nairobi.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Joseph is biological.
I see that you are working in the same area as me because I'm working on fish,
Yes.
but in different region. I'm in Nile Basin. You are in the Congo Basin.
Yes.
But I see that we have collaborated to even all the statistics, software, and everything. I think we shall collaborate.
Oh, that's it.
So
that's
the question, the simple question I have, how do you proceed between Excel to move from the Excel to PAST or R software? How do you proceed to ensure you have editing your data and you analyze them?
Very good.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
Yeah.
We select only, we copy, and we paste in past. Yes, only that.
That's it. He's answered it. Okay, that's it. So no, let's go. He has answered the question. So let us clap again for Jacques Zambi for good presentation.
Thank you.
Now proceed to the next presenter. Well, we're moving on. Our next presenter is Pacific. Pacific, can you please switch on your video? While I load this presentation, yes, Pacific is up there and running. Let's have a slideshow here. Pacific, you have the floor. Pacific, you have the floor, please. I'm not sure that your video, your connection is good there. Yeah, Pacific, you have the floor. Oh, Pacific, maybe you want to switch off your video because it's not, we cannot hear you. Yeah, since we cannot hear Pacific, I think we'll move on to the next person. The next person will be, pardon? We cannot hear him. So, dear class, we are moving on to Ndambi Honge. Can we do that? So we are going to take on Prime Nyongabu now because we are not able to take the other presenter who's so Prime, you have the floor. Please present, Prime. Prime, we are waiting for you. You can start. Yes, Prime, you can start.
Okay, thank you. My topic is about the problem of independence of the judiciary power in Burundian law. I have 4 questions, but I will explain about the 2 questions. First is this: do constitutional provision guarantee the independence of the justice in Burundi? It is about the type of data. It is mainly qualitative data that I will collect. I will use Google Form, Microsoft Word, Excel, and SPSS. About the procedure, which is a documentary analysis, I will analyze the interview results, and here I will be focusing on belief and the narrative given by the respondent. The second question is about how implementing text contributes to guaranteeing the independence of the justice, a qualitative data, and I will use also Google Forms, Microsoft Word, Excel, and SPSS. According to the procedures, I will use documentary analysis where I focused on the interview result. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we clap for him? Thank you very much. Good. Because of time constraints, we'll just move on to the next presenter. Yep, so we have Soter, it's all set there. I'm loading his presentation, and we invite him now to make his presentation. Soter, you have the floor.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
My thesis is entitled like this: Analysis of Soil, Water, and Nutrient Dynamics in a Coffee-Based Agroforestry System here in Burundi. I have 4 research questions,
Yeah.
but I will present here the two, the first and the last.
Okay.
The first one is, do shade trees that we find in coffee farms contribute to optimal coffee production? And here, are there better indigenous tree species in this respect? Here, I will collect both qualitative and quantitative data, such as tree species and yield. And the software that I will use are Excel and SPSS, and the statistics are descriptive statistics such as the mean, percentage, and correlation analysis. And also I conduct principal component analysis. For the last research question is, do you find better physical, chemical, and soil moisture and fertility conditions in shade coffee? For this research question, I will conduct I collect quantitative data, and for the analysis, I will use Excel and SPSS, doing descriptive analysis, correlation analysis, but here I have to add to my presentation analysis of variance, that is ANOVA, to compare what I have got for different sites. Thank you,
Thank you
Professor.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Sota. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our next presenter is Alexis Bashunga. Alexis, we cannot see you have moved the thing back again. We need to see your face completely. Yeah. So you have the floor to present, Alexis Bashunga. Alexis Bashunga Bibiri. You have the floor, sir. Yeah, so our next presenter is Ladislas, and we are going to open his PowerPoint slide. And yes, you have the floor, Ladislas.
Okay, thank you very much.
You, yes.
The title of my thesis is Approximation Using Exceptional Polynomials. I have mentioned here in this file 2 questions,
yes.
2 research questions. I will use approximation using polynomials.
Yes.
And the type of data will be collected is I will collect a plot.
Okay.
I use Maple or mathematical software,
Okay.
and to have it, I have to write some mathematical code. It is the same with the second question research, which is about zeros of exceptional polynomials. I also use some plot and the same software, mathematical or Maple.
Okay.
I use also mathematical code to have this will be what I will be doing with in my thesis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I thought we were clapping for him. We're not clapping for him. Let's clap for Ladislas. Our next presenter, ladies and gentlemen, is Emery Nimpaye, and it's all set to make his presentation. I'm loading your file now, and you have the floor in a minute to share with us the data analysis for your different research questions. So over to you, Emery Nimpaye.
Thank you, Professor, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
My topic is about governance and performance of social security organization, the case of Burundian organization of a public nature.
Yeah.
I have mentioned 2 specific questions. For those questions.
Yeah, sorry, Emery, can you just give us only one, just go to only one of the first specific question, only that one, please, just that one alone. For the purpose of this presentation, we can see your main question, your first and second, just focus on your first specific question, for this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
It is the same or those questions. The type of data to be collected is quantitative and qualitative of all questions.
Yeah.
And data analysis software with the SPSS and MS Excel. And, about statistic or data analysis procedures, I will use descriptive method, analytical method, descriptive. I will construction the indices.
Yes.
I will use parametric tests.
Yes.
I will use ANOVA and the non-parametric tests.
Okay.
That is the
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. Thank you very much. Now you're talking about non-parametric tests. Which non-parametric tests will you be using? Okay, no problem. You are not sure yet, Emery. Don't worry yourself. At some point during the course of your work, you'll be able to pick the non-parametric statistics that you will be using. Because in this, you said you're going to do ANOVA, and then which is parametric statistic, and then you say you're going to be using non-parametric tests. You actually duplicated it here. Now, the non-parametric tests are many, and the question is which one? The answer I'm getting in, by the short form is that you'll be deciding on that one later. So that's very good, Emery, and we congratulate you. So let's clap for Emery again as he proceeds. Thank you. Yeah. Now we have to get back to Pacific, whose network is now improved. So Pacific, you have the floor.
Yeah, my thesis title for it is Sustainable Management for Natural Resources in Kauzi Biega National Park, DR Congo, in a context of conflict.
Right.
I have many questions, but I want to take only two.
Okay.
The first one is how do you appreciate the contribution of stakeholders in the sustainable management of natural resources in context of conflict of the park?
All right.
And there, I was taken quantitative and qualitative, where it was a mistake there. And for software analysis, Google Form, Paint, MS Word, Excel Advanced, and SPSS. And there, the questionnaire will be administered with a representative sample in the Google form. I will use a pen and MS Word, and I will be exported the data into Excel or SPSS to compare variables.
Okay.
The second,
yes, your second question is how can the bordering indigenous vulnerability and resilience make it access natural resources, learn about diversity and all that. So we're going to do quantitative.
yes,
And then you
yeah.
have, no, I'm presenting for you because time is going. No, don't worry. Your software, GIS 3.3, and then the specific procedure, you have indicated it here. So my question to you is this. Are you still there? My question to you is this. You have indicated the statistical software, but in the last column where you have as data analysis procedure, what you have written in here is just the methodology for collecting data rather than data analysis procedure. Because they say the questionnaire will be administered with all of that. So that's the thing. You agree with me?
I was I was understanding this mistake also.
So make the necessary corrections and all that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my dear, wonderful doctoral students, best in Africa, group 2, we have to stop the class now and to thank you for your wonderful participation. We are going to now adjourn and looking forward to seeing you again in our virtual class number 5. For now, have a wonderful week. It is bye-bye from me, Peter Okebukola from Nigeria, your facilitator.